Hello, YouTube.
I had to do the Jeff Hanneman thing.
Now let's fire up the TikToks.
And here we go.
There you are. There I am. There we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah.
We are here and we are there. Notifying viewers that you're live. Yeah,
Sure you are.
Sure you are.
Sure you are.
All right. Big in 99, welcome
Yeah.
to the live stream.
Thank you for joining me. Hi, Teach. First in the door.
Teej! Air hug.
Mega hugs.
What up, D? Karen Kimball.
Teach says, lads.
The lads. Grandma D, welcome. Stephen Nelson, welcome. Altruman, welcome. Jim, welcome to the live stream. Hope you all are having a great weekend. Flint's Mints, welcome to the live stream. Pleasure to have you here. Susan Policastro.
Policastro, yeah.
Daryl 1217, welcome. My boomstick. This is my boomstick. Erica, welcome. Bat Anonymous says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon, Bat Anonymous. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
Yep, good to see you.
Broken Halo 79, welcome to the live stream. Amber.
Zombie Dolls here.
Jeffrey Yokula, B. Macon, Sunflower Girl 86, Carlos F4, I missed it. Dixer on Mia, Sync-Word, Masked, welcome to the live stream. Rick Vincent Rizzo, Brian B, welcome. Bentley, welcome. If you guys are Cowgirl Wendy, welcome to the live stream. Matthew Little, welcome. Kelpel, welcome. You guys are showing up for the first time. You wonder who the hell we are, what's going on here. I am DL Mercury, guitar player and vocalist for vampy cyber metal band I Bleed Mercury out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Next to me is my dearest of friends, many years now, partner in crime, our drummer, and so much more. You may give your confession to Father Demori. We live stream here on TikTok and YouTube simultaneously every Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you're into bands and artists like Manson, Nine Inch Nails, Static X, Rammstein, Sisters of Mercy, Gary Newman, Rob Zombie, and a dash of David Bowie, you will love I Bleed Mercury. You can check us out on all streaming platforms, iTunes, Deezer, Amazon Music, Spotify. Check us out on YouTube. That's I Bleed Mercury Official on YouTube. Welcome, everyone. Hope you all have had a great weekend. We don't do a whole lot of self-promotion here. These live streams are about positivity, lifting each other up, having a shoulder to lean on, maybe cry on, getting rid of the negativity of the week, networking with good people, and just having a good time. As Father Demori likes to say,
it's your decompression chamber for the weekend. All the people that happen to rub you the wrong way, just get your blood pressure spiked, this is the place where you can let it all go. And we're happy to help you do that.
Decompress, share a few laughs, positivity, good vibes.
Absolutely.
And stuff. Got a few comments to catch up on.
Go back. Oh, what happened? What did you do? So I will, let's say, so we have Broken Halo joined. Styx Tori says, what is happening? Hi. Hello to you. Ice Rochelle says, hi, Padre and Coven. Love you. Right back at you. Mama Christy. Hello, Dion Padre. Hello, Christy. Hope you're doing well today.
Charlotte, hello. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Glad to have you here as always. Puke says, what's up, guys? I'm just
a little queasy.
feeling
a little queasy.
I think I'll be right back. Carrie Marie Carden, thank you for the follow. Moon, hello to you too. Amber, aka Zombie Doll, says, so how's it hanging, you two troublemakers? Running and gunning.
That's right.
Hope you're doing well, Amber. Good to see you here as always, my dear. Yohai, thank you for the share. Yohai says, hey, Mercury, how's your day going, bud? Busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, but I am truly blessed. I have nothing to complain about. And I have the benefit of being grateful for my current challenges because I remember when shit was a hell of a lot worse.
Right?
Sheila McPeak, welcome Sheila. Pleasure as always. Hope you're having a great Saturday. She says hi DL and Father D. Hello
Hello.
Sheila. Venomous Lucrezia says tell your mom jokes. I have kind of backed off those.
You tell
a
your
bit.
mom jokes.
Oh, well done. Out and He, welcome back. Good to see you here as always, my friend. Out and He says, we're back on TikTok. Lovely to see you, Sire and Father D. Thank you, Out and He. Pleasure as always. Tej says 35 days. Yes, 35 days before we have our Tej back in the house with us. We are looking very much forward to that.
That's right.
For those of you who don't know, Tej is our lady who runs shit behind the curtain. Keeps so much stuff running for I Bleed Mercury behind the scenes, and she will be here with us live streaming in 35 days. Joining us in Salt Lake City all the way from the UK. Karen McBride 27, thank you so much for the follow. Kristen says, dig in the beard. Yeah, I used to not rock the whiskers, but I was told that I should. So I caved to pressure. I caved to peer pressure, everyone. I must be losing my edge.
Oh, maybe.
That was a good
head fake.
Yeah, head fake. Yeah. Very well done. Father D is in top form today. Tommy says 15 more days until my birthday.
Happy birthday early.
Yes. Tommy, I hope you're here next weekend with us to
cool
celebrate
profile
with us.
pic, by the way. I am most slightly jealous. It's a cool design.
Yeah, that is
like it.
Extremely cool.
Like it.
Looking for a guitar player? Want a job? Play guitar? Are you not neurotic? I'm kidding. Venomous Lucrezia says, no mom jokes. Did y'all get into trouble for them?
We don't know what we're in trouble for. We're just trying to isolate so we can troubleshoot.
Yeah. Venomous says, I meant that's what we do. We also tell your mom jokes. It was when you were listing stuff off we do. Yes, mom jokes have kind of taken a back seat, but everybody loves them. Maybe they just need to stick around.
Yeah.
He just like, Mama Christie, thank you for the hearts. Donna Disaster, welcome. Mutz, welcome.
Oh, Galaxy from somebody, from Christie,
Mama,
of course.
Mama Christie, thank you for the Galaxy. Terry Claypool, welcome to the live stream. Galactic Shutter, welcome. Jen, welcome to the live stream. Ginger, welcome. Pleasure to have you here. Loopy3, welcome. Hope you all are having a fantastic weekend. Honored and very grateful to have you here with us. Courtney, welcome. Kathy Griffith, welcome back. Pleasure to have you here, my dear. Kathy says, hello, handsome devils. Right back at you, Kathy. Well, I guess it was more of a back in the day sort of thing where a lady could be referred to as handsome. I guess that doesn't really fly now, given current.
That is a very 1800s term,
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
But
we're relics.
Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, for real.
User Anon, welcome. Looks like the shadow ban is still in full effect. Have no idea why. Yeah. Shall I announce what we've been discussing pertaining to that?
Yeah, go right ahead.
So we have been tossing around the idea.
Ooh, meteor shower from Mama Christie. That was awesome.
Mama Christie, that
thank you.
Amazing on our screen. Thank you so much, Mama Christie. We have been discussing, per all the issues that we've had with getting banned on our live streams, where we share so much love and positivity and support. There is no hate speech here. We don't tolerate it. The bans are absolutely not justified. The shadow bans are not justified. So we have been discussing setting up an alternate channel, a backup channel that we're going to be developing going forward. We will let you know when that drops, and gradually migrate to that new channel, because this is ridiculous.
It is.
Raven, surprise tackle hugs to everyone. Hi, everyone. How's your week been? Raven, busy as always. I was actually meaning to reach out to you tonight and just kind of catch up and see how you're doing, what's going on with your ambitions and aspirations. Pleasure as always, Raven. You know we love and adore you. Zombie Doll, Amber says, we went from 117 to 17. Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
So, as far as how's weeks have been, ooh, look at all the candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy from
Mama
Christie.
Christie, thank you for the
Yeah.
candy.
Yeah. Um, uh, I had my near, what would you call it the other week? What was it? You said it was the, if something goes wrong on my truck, it's the final destination moment, right? Man, I I just had picked up many tons of steel rebar on my truck. So my truck plus the load total is 40 tons of steel moving down the road.
Uh,
With just me making sure that that doesn't go through people if they decide to do something stupid.
which is bad.
Yeah. So I'm constantly, it's, guys, when you're out there driving on the roads and you're there's a lot of truckers that can be jerks just like any other driver.
Welcome, Scott.
Right. But if there's like a, I'm just doing that so we can like so comments can catch up, right?
Sure.
But if you're driving next to a truck, try and give them some room because they're constantly, if they're a responsible truck driver, they're constantly trying to get a cushion of space in front and behind sides in case there's an emergency, in case somebody does something stupid, they can do either evasive action or brake in time so they don't hurt anybody.
Right.
At least that's what they're supposed to be doing. That's what I was trained to do, and that's what I do actively, which is why it's such a mind draining experience because as soon as there's an open space, you guys, driving passenger cars, you know what people are going to do? They're going to fill that space. So I'm constantly backing off people because my rig shouldn't be right up against somebody because if they brake too fast, my rig won't be able to stop and it'll just tin can somebody, right? So with a full load on top of that's even more so. Well, flash storm hits last Wednesday, I want to say. I'm pulling this rebar back from up north, and I'm going around a blind curve because I'm blind because the not only the rain is pouring down, but the spray from the road is forming a mist where I can only see a couple hundred yards in front of me. So when I'm coming around the corner, I'm going 60 miles an hour with 80 tons, and traffic is stopped. It's not slowing down; it's stopped. I'm like, fuck. I hit the brakes as much as I could without jackknifing the rig, and the thing starts pulling to the left. And I have to let it because I can feel that's the most braking power I'm going to get out of it. And I have the open spot on the left to be able to drift. But I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to stop before I smash these cars.
Oh my.
I hit the engine brakes, which is technically, depending on where you're at, it's illegal in certain jurisdictions. But in an emergency, I didn't give a fuck. I hit the engine brakes, which means it shuts off part of the engine, so it like basically makes it so half the pistons in your engine do not compress fuel, and it really breaks the truck. But still, with that and the regular brakes, I didn't know if I was going to make that. Traffic starts to move just in time before I smash the car in front of me. Yeah, and I also had to make sure that none of the rebar on my truck is going to fly off the side and break the chains because it's a massive amount of G forces applied to chains that are not meant to withstand that all the time.
Right.
So I get into the yard, finally make it there 40 miles later. I get out and I look at my load. There's a bundle of rebar that's about 5,000 pounds by itself, 2.5 tons, and it's got a chain hyped around it, but it's off the side of the truck and it's being held by a chain just barely. So if it would have fell off, it would have killed people behind me. So that scared the fuck out of me. So that's how my week went.
Wow.
Only the second week, being a rookie, that was a big test, but no one got hurt. And I consider myself lucky, yeah. But that's all the time, and that's why you can't take your eyes off the road for a second. And that's why I'm drained every time I get home.
That's horrible.
Yeah, because my brain's constantly calculating. You know what I mean? Distance, weight, G-forces, side, front, back, everything.
That was really unpleasant hearing you tell that story.
Sorry, that's how my week went. She asked, so there you go.
I'm gonna need therapy, I think, after that. Venomous Lucrezia says, I was notified you were on YouTube, but no notification on TikTok. That tracks.
It does.
That's why we're talking about setting up an alternate channel and building that out and migrating everybody from this channel to a new channel.
Right.
Teach says that's what I thought when you told me Final Destination vibes. Yep.
Yeah, it was seriously one of those moments where I'm like, well, this is it.
Scott Plum, thank you for the follow, my friend. Hope you're having a great weekend. Pleasure to have you with us. Vampy Becky says, good evening, DL and Father D. Good evening, Vampy Becky. Pleasure as always. Hope you're having a great Saturday.
The zombie doll says, back in 2 seconds. 1, 2. Better be back. Better be back.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Raven says, been busy with class and kiddos. They set up my birthday. That was Tuesday. Monday is more legal stuff again. I hope you had an awesome birthday. You damn sure deserve it. You're working so freaking hard. I have no doubt that you're going to achieve your ambitions. And legal stuff, yeah, that's
fun.
That is a truckload of suck. And not the good kind of suck.
Happy birthday, by the way, though.
Yes. I hope you had an amazing birthday, Raven. Venomous says, smile, DL. No.
Make me.
Permit frown. Yeah. Vampy Becky, thank you for the share. No, I'll smile. I am happy and nice, man. With happy, nice feelings all the time.
Happy. Life is beautiful all the time with a clean white man with clean white coats. Yeah.
Vampy Becky, thank you for the share. Roxy Rose Me One says, hello, my beautiful vampires. Thank you, Roxy. Welcome to the live stream, my dear. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. DePompshe plays. Kimberly from Belgium says, just done groom competition. Finally, Groom Mania Belgium. I was number 13. No bad luck.
Hey, that's a cool number. So, what is Groom Mania?
Probably some sort of dog grooming competition.
Oh, cool.
Tessa Wise, hey to you too, my dear. Hope you're having a great weekend. Welcome and thank you for the follow. Fat Anonymous says, thankful you are okay.
Oh, man. Thanks, man. Means a lot. Appreciate it.
I am too. That is, that's averting disaster by a hair's breadth.
It was spooky, man. I just, I mean, it's one of those things where, even though I know where I'm going, I keep my GPS on to let me know if traffic is going to be jammed up ahead of time because I need to be slowing my rig down before I have an episode like that again.
Right.
Fuck that. I'm not doing that again.
It's constant calculus.
It is.
Whack-a-mole calculus.
All day long. I slow down and I can feel somebody. I can see somebody getting on the freeway like this idiot's going to go right in front of me. Every time I know it coming, and that's part of the job. And a good truck driver will make sure that even the idiots are safe. Because
yeah, that's awful.
They don't get it and they don't care.
Venomous says deal is taken, so can't make. Nobody can make me. I do what I want. No eres mi jefe.
We're both taken. Just saying.
Raven says they had made about 10 cupcakes for us, including my mother. Cupcakes. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Wow, that's cool.
Cupcakes are amazing. If you don't like cupcakes, we can't be friends.
I think they're like, I think they can be, what's the right word? More efficient and better compliments to a birthday party than a regular cake. Here you go. Here's your serving.
Yeah,
Here you go.
yeah,
here's your serving.
yeah,
Instead of
yeah.
I put the knife and fucking.
Yeah.
Someone got a bigger piece than me, but here's your fucking cupcake. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But that's just me. That's just me.
What's that? Content clip achieved or whatever.
Oh.
Vampy Becky says, always a pleasure to be in the company of amazing people.
Gosh, what in the fuck? Thank you for the compliment. I don't know why you think that, but that's very kind of you to say.
Vampy Becky, you give us too much praise and credit, but thank you. It is truly a pleasure and an honor to be able to have these live streams for you guys. It has become something far more profound than we ever anticipated. Initially, we thought, yeah, we're a band. We'll put ourselves out there and share our music and
see what happens.
This became something far deeper than that, and it's not something we expected. It is a responsibility, and we realize that we have to honor it and respect it, and we will always do our best to do just that. Thank you, Vampy Becky, so much.
Thank you very much.
Raven says, let's just say I had two Sonic the Hedgehogs after the sugar kicked in. Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Zooming everywhere, I'm sure. Katie, our dear Katie, says, hello, gorgeous Vamps. Thank you, Katie. Pleasure and honor as always. I hope you've had a wonderful week, my dear. She says, what happened, Father D? Did you miss the story? I don't know if I could handle that, hearing that again.
I won't tell it again. I'll tell some other, like, well, between my arm almost getting torn from the socket with those retaining chains snapping free with 40 tons of pressure on them. Because okay, when a load shifts like that and you batten down the chains all you can with well, they have these steel binders that you crank down, right? And these chains are kind of binding this load on top of the truck. Um, like something like normal straps would, but these we have to use steel because these loads are so heavy. If the load shifts, it binds it works that weight against that already overbound chain. So they're like surprise jack in the boxes. Poof! There goes your fucking arm.
Yeah.
Ow! Fuck!
Yeah.
And it sounds like a gunshot. Pop!
Yeah.
And when you're trying to hold that from flying up in the air to somebody's car, you take your arm. It takes your arm with you. So if you're trying to be like Mr. Male Macho bullshit and trying to hold it because you think, oh, I can do this, right? No. You're gonna get your arm torn from your socket. So what I do is I when it flies off like that, when I finally split second feel it go, I spin with it so it doesn't tear my limb off.
Yeah. You're playing and this isn't in divisions of seconds. These are nanoseconds. Split seconds of dynamic calculus where the penalty for a miscalculation is
horrific, catastrophic failure and or death or maiming of said people involved. So it's funny. My one of my Aikido instructors says, and this is one of the founding principles of Aikido. If anybody's ever studied it, says never oppose force with force. And with these little chain binders, that is exorbitantly true. I used to tell my clients when I was an advisor back in the day. I worked for a couple of firms as a financial advisor back in the early 2000s, and it says my boss tells him, hey, as far as talking about, like, people always want to avoid taxes, right? They want to try and like not pay taxes. You can't do that. And so he says, tell your clients this: when you dance with an 800-pound gorilla, the gorilla leads. That's the same goes with any physical force that's going to outgun you. No matter how 3 feet thick and bulletproof you think you are, there's always some force in the universe that could just splat you without even giving a shit who you are.
Right.
So don't give it its proper respect. And if you have to look maybe a bit silly to keep yourself whole, go ahead, man.
Absolutely.
It's either that or look silly, fucking come back in a wheelchair.
Yeah. The variation on that I heard is, how do Mr. and Mrs. Godzilla make love? Answer, very carefully.
Destroy cities, half the fucking continent if they don't.
Right. The nature of one of the things that I do is such that I am not really able to discuss it publicly, but it usually involves stupid people playing stupid games and me trying to my best to prevent them from winning stupid prizes.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I can say no more. But guys, just a little bit of advice. If you find yourself in a situation where you think you might be playing a stupid game, stop. The stupid prize isn't worth it. Please take it from me. Roxy Roseme says that was a crazy and scary time you had.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I
don't want to do that again.
I had clench factor just listening to it.
But the reality is it probably will happen every few months. One of those heart rate raising
statistically.
Mm-hmm.
Zombie Doll is back in the house.
That was more than 2 seconds, just saying. And I'll be back in 2 seconds. Might be too. Yeah. Which will be more than 2 seconds.
Is it a lie if you're saying that you're lying?
It's truthful lie, yes.
Venomous says, slow your roll, Father.
fill my role.
Yeah.
I tried. It was too heavy.
Uh, Kimberly, aka DePomchi Play, says, yes, dog grooming, the biggest over the world, 33 countries.
I'm holding you in place because you don't have to do that. I'm trying to like pin you to where you're at. Okay, we're good.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Roxy Roseme says, I am just happy you are okay to be here live with us.
Thank you.
I am too. Teach says, that's right. Raven having a good time in the chat. Zombie Doll says, Padre full of sass.
Oh, the whole cupcake thing. I'm assuming.
You guys have no idea. The man is sass. The man is sass. Yeah. Sheila McPeak says, just got back from the fall festival. Now eyes all on you.
I wonder what was at the fall festival. Please expand, detail.
Elaborate.
Sounds cool. Yeah, everything fall and Halloween-ish stuff. Just the colors turning. God, I used to love every year. They don't make these anymore. At least not the brand that I used to have as kids, and I miss it. There was these not pumpkin pie. It was a little too bland, spicy for me. I still like a good pumpkin pie, but not as much as I love the pumpkin custard pies. Oh, killing me. It was so good. They don't have them anymore. Love them.
The first toys I remember getting, and of course this was a long time ago, they were handmade toys, I guess you would call them, by our matriarch, which was, I guess, a common thing in Indian culture.
Say that one more time.
Handmade toys from our
Oh,
family matriarch, Alma Jane.
oh yeah.
Those of you who may be from Sioux Indian descent may know what I'm talking about. Venomous says, and I didn't like them. They didn't much care for me. I was a little too pale for their taste, I think.
Well, my Nordic grandmother did the same thing. Kids play with blocks, right? Those blocks are usually from Fisher Price with like the letter F in green and the letter D on another surface in orange and the letter U in red. No, these were actual blocks cut from wood, from spare lumber from my grandmother's work that she sanded down so we wouldn't get splinters in various shapes. And we tried to make something out of them. Very, very, what do you call? What's the word I'm looking for? It's like, I guess this is kind of a silly way to put it, but very low tech in the very sense of the word, almost Neolithic toys. You know what I mean? Rock shapes.
Yeah, that's what these were.
Yeah.
A lot of them were woven from hand spun fabric and sewn together. And Chelsea Gerard on YouTube says, "Hey, I hope you guys are doing well. We're doing fantastic, Chelsea.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us." Venomous says, "I'm moving rooms around, so I'll pop in every once in a while, but I'm listening. No worries, we're not going anywhere."
Yep.
Sheila McPeak says, "OMG, I'm glad you're okay."
Thank you.
Rochelle says, "How is a new song coming? I can't wait till you release it." I laid down some initial guitar tracks last week, and they're good, but they're really filthy. We worked with
Which is not always bad.
no, definitely not bad if you're doing a death metal.
Sometimes
project.
you want to have a grimy sound. It's necessary.
Our guitar tone is, when it comes to industrial metal, usually you're going to encounter very tight, clean, chunky guitar tones. Ours is a bit different. It's a little grimy, as you said. I think that's a good word. But a little more refinement, I think, is in order. Scott from Chernobyl Studios, who mixed and mastered Resist, I think is going to at least work on guitar tones for us this time around. I'll be laying down a new set of guitar tones this week for him to start working his magic on, and we'll see. We're going to have further discussions. He may end up mixing and mastering it, But you guys are gonna love it. Bottom line, it's a good tune.
And I may have a surprise later in the live if we ever can catch a moment where we can fit this in. Let's just say, um, and I might have a surprise for you guys later. Some uh, some some archival um, material for you guys to get first peek at, and which we may be working on in the future and stuff. It sounds so stupid the way I'm putting it, but that's the way it is. Oh, and I'm surprising you with this too, so you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but you should.
Was it what we were talking about last week? What you revealed to me?
Found.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna kick on the the trapped banshee over here. We call it PA system, and play that in the background while we're fucking blabbing. And then on that note, I might actually go take a little break while we're catching up with comments.
So the first I Believe Mercury song I wrote was about and recorded was probably 2008. Although there are riffs.
This was 2005.
Okay, there are riffs in some of our songs that go back to about 2002, 2003. However, if we're talking about legit songs, I don't think that counts. Okay, riffs. The first I Believe Mercury song, it has just been recently revealed / reminded to me, is the first legit I Believe Mercury song. And it's a song we did together. So
instrumentally for now.
So that's coming.
Yeah.
So kind of a cool historic bit of energy attached to that song.
I found a recording of it in an old box. It was fucking really cool. On that note, I will be right back.
Okay. Teach says, I did such a good job building drawers, and they're faulty, so I have to get a refund.
Oh.
Some bitch.
Heartbreak. Oh, shit.
That is so much suck.
Oh, bitch.
You go through the tedium to build the damn thing, and you find out that they didn't initially build the parts properly. You should get like a, not just a refund, but interest to pay for time and pain and suffering. Mom Christie says, been playing with my cricket. Going to make some I Bleed Mercury decals. Cry-cut? What is that? I'm not familiar with that, Mama Christie. Cashy with Arcane Expression says, hi there, beautiful people. Welcome, Cashy. Pleasure as always. Hope you and your family are having a wonderful weekend. Charlotte says, I sent off a package on Thursday, and I hope it arrives soon. Indeed, Charlotte, I am intrigued. I got a notification of a package. I just have to navigate the horrendous traffic and construction downtown to be able to get to my P.O. box. But I will. Teach says, I make the best cakes. I'm not going to lie. I am a baker. Teach, you're hired. You are going to be a cake bacon Fouliette? Something. I don't know. Roxy Mo, welcome to the live stream, my dear. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Pleasure to have you here as always. Teej says pancake pie. Okay. Stop. Because I don't know what pancake pie is, but I want it. Roxy Mo, especially it has chocolate. Roxy Mo says, great to see everyone. I've been sleeping in the kitchen while I paint my room. What color are you painting it? Oh, she says the color paint is Vampire Love. It's meant to be. I hope you post pictures in the Discord. By the way, guys, are you in the Discord? You should be. If you're not, join us. Join the I Believe Mercury Coven. We'd love to have you be a part of our little family.
Join us. Do it. Do it now.
Send Teej a request here on TikTok. Send her a DM or myself, and we'll get you set up with a link. Bat Anonymous says sticks and rocks for toys.
Hey, sometimes as kids
You have
you
a
don't
twig
need
and
much.
it is the sword of Excalibur.
Yeah, I mean,
Lincoln
I
logs.
miss. Yeah. Hey, that was my first drum set. Was a couple of Lincoln logs and the upside down Lincoln log tin
Box.
can, the
Okay.
little canisters that came in, and when I was 5 or 6, no lie.
Sheila McPeak says corn maze. It was dairy farm hay rise. Lots of activities. Kids basketball, painting, pumpkins. That sounds like a really fun, wholesome time. I could use something wholesome, as I spend a great deal of time in less than wholesome places. Meta Romaine, pleasure to have you here, my dear. Hope you're having a great weekend. She says, hello, handsome men. Thank you, Meta Romaine. Hope you're having a lovely weekend, my dear. Katie, thank you for sharing the live stream. Amber, aka Zombie Doll, says, hey, filthy can be fun. Wait, that sounded bad. No, it sounded good. You're not wrong. You sound like you're restraining yourself.
I am.
Moving on. Or not.
No, yep.
Hey, if you got a gem, let it fly.
I probably have a few, but I better.
Mama Christie says, how is our sweet Rosie deal? Working her butt off. Spread thin like we all are. But we do it to build an amazing future. And it is just a fact of, I guess, being a high performance person and chasing your ambitions, that it's going to be a rough ride. Sleepless nights, massive amounts of stress, questioning whether you're really doing the right thing. Fortunately or unfortunately, we don't really have the benefit of surrender or retreat. We have to do this. And I guess, as I've said before, I had the benefit of being grateful for the current challenges that I deal with in life, because I remember when things were far more difficult and I couldn't think of better people to be on this journey with. So, hey, sometimes you got to roll up your sleeves and go to war. And it's not always fun. A lot of times it's not. And it's a lot of hard work. That's just the way it is. When I talk about these things, human achievement, elevating one's life, things of this nature, being your best self, it's difficult to not fall on tired old platitudes and bumper sticker wisdom, but that stuff is just true. But guys, just live your best life, but know that it's not always going to be an easy ride. Mama Christie says, I just read that. My gosh.
It's all right, it happens.
Lotus of Luna Lake says, happy autumn equinox. Is it the equinox?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
That's where day and night is
equal.
Yep.
Night. Equinox. Equal. Yeah.
Another TikTok user with a very intriguing profile pic. It's like she knows something that we don't. I love when people put thought into their profile pic. Mama Christie says, cricket like the noisy bug. And I guess that's what you're making decals with. Teach says, I'm definitely going to have to bake for you. Oh, yes.
Who's in that?
Teach.
Oh, yeah.
I guess she's quite the baker.
I can't wait.
The bakestress. Kashi with Arcane Expression says, doing good deal. I missed the live, so I am glad to be here today.
That's awesome.
And I'm glad to have you here, my dear. Charlotte, thank you for the purple and blue hearts. Kiera, is it Kiera? Says, hi, I see you. I see you, Kiera. Please correct me if I'm mispronouncing your name. Welcome to the live stream. Rochelle says, Tej, if I could make time go faster for you, I would, so you could be with DL, Padre, and Rosie faster.
Oh, that's sweet.
Katie says, I'm cooking a steak and gravy pie with mash and lots of veg. We'll be over.
What is steak and gravy pie? That sounds really good.
Maybe like a shepherd's pie?
Sounds good. Anything with steak and gravy, pretty much put anything except for pineapple on it and not ruin it. Just saying. Sorry, had to.
Teach says Father D knows what pancake pie is.
Yes, I do. Yes, I actually mentioned a variant of it, pumpkin custard pie, but that's how this poor lady pronounces pancake pie, pancake pie, pancake pie. So it turns into pancake pie instead of her trying to say pumpkin pie because she has a very thick Eastern, you know, Eastern European accent.
Mm-hmm.
So she can't say pumpkin pie. It comes out pancake pie, pancake pie. You know what the fuck I'm talking about? You idiot! It's pancake pie. So it turns into pancake pie.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now we're gonna have to make her say it because I want to hear it.
Right.
Bat Anonymous says after making your mirror, which we love and adore, and Padre uses every time
before the live to get ready.
After making your mirror, I have realized how much I miss my artistic side. Thinking about trying again, do it. There are, it's no secret that if I think Dave Mustaine put it best. He said, "Look, it's no secret that a lot of people who are into heavy metal, rock and roll, this world came from broken homes, dealing with things like depression, addiction, mental illness, feeling empty, feeling as though you lack purpose. The good news is, and I'm not selling this as something that is an easy fix, but we are empowered, I think, to a greater degree than we let ourselves believe. There are things that we can do to improve our mental health, our physical health, our financial health, and that will, at least in my case, it dramatically changed the landscape of my life. This is easier said than done. I'll be the first to admit. Giving an outlet to your artistic creativity, I think, may prove very beneficial.
Yeah, and this it's one of those things where I have to preface this with I hate to say it, but I really don't. It's just a fact, and I think it's because art forms in all their forms provide such a good outlet for trauma, turmoil, pain, yeah. And unfortunately, pain is good grist for the mill for good art.
Yeah. Yep.
That's just something that is a fact. If you suffer,
it's like a natural law of the universe.
Yeah, if you suffer, it seems to track, at least in my experience, no matter what form of art that I'm admiring, pursuing, or just looking at. Mm-hmm. If that artiste had a history of bad times, it seems all other things being equal,
more profound.
With some exceptions, of course, to every rule, but generally speaking, more pain equals better, deeper, and more meaningful art. Whether it's music, a painting, something created out of welding metal together, doesn't matter. That seems to track that you have to go through some struggle and suffering to be able to appreciate things, to express them in ways that would be meaningful to another person.
Yeah.
Because this human experience is fraught with
pain,
bad times, suffering. Yeah, it's a shit road a lot of the times. Mm-hmm. The beauty of it is getting through that shit road and being able to look at it in the rearview mirror, going, "Man, that was a shit road." Even though another shit road's coming, you can still look at the shit roads behind. If you're still slogging through this mess, and say, "Whew, got through that one."
Yeah.
Two, because there's a long line of them for all of us. So yeah, I think that ties in directly to people's art, and I think it helps people feel like they're going it alone when it comes to hard times. And that doesn't mean you have to express it in a painful, dark way. The way that somebody can paint a beautiful setting because they've been through suffering, they'll nail that beautiful setting because they know what they want to have that they can't have. So, or couldn't have.
Or maybe they've achieved enough victories and enough growth through that pain
to appreciate it.
That those artistic works that now come from a place of joy and gratitude land harder
Oh
because
yeah,
they've been in those dark times.
yeah.
If somebody who was totally innocent, who never knew pain and suffering, painted a beautiful painting that was beautiful and happy and uplifting, well, that's all well and good. But the person who suffered survived it and grew from it and painted the same painting, I bet you that painting is going to be more profound because of the pain that they experienced.
Right, and I hope I don't overgeneralize this, but it seems to me that like people that haven't really had much of a horror, I really, how do you judge another's experience? Let me just put it this way: you try not to compare too much because everybody's pain levels are different, pain tolerances are different, whatever. But some things seem to be at least a little universal. Would I like to sit on an electric chair for an hour without dying? I don't think anybody would. Okay, so not that that should be a litmus test, but I mean you can kind of use that extreme logic to kind of parse this out. So things that seem people that seem to have it harder than others that maybe had like a privileged life, let's say, um, they're they're
Their growth is a bit stunted, isn't
well,
it?
it's their ambitions for a good day seems too game show host, too
Yeah.
fake, and too self-serving. This would be my great day, perfect day on the golf course and a perfect latte and fucking. That's your fucking perfect day. That's what you hold dear is a fucking perfect coffee. Holy that you paid $20 for. Are you fucking kidding me? And then you have people that like haven't seen their loved ones in 20 years and then said, I saw my daughter for the first time.
Yep. Yeah.
A little more relatable
Yeah.
than somebody boobing about if their heart shape on their top of their coffee is out of place.
Yeah. Yeah. It
It might
separates.
just be me, but I mean that's kind of the
One is superficial, one is profound.
yeah. You when you have things taken away from you, you get a sharper perspective on what's really important.
Very true.
And it seems to wash with other people that it's really important to them too. What you're expressing is really important to you when you've been deprived, especially for long periods of time, from things that are seem to be taken for granted for people who never had things taken from them.
Yep.
Because I was both people. I was a person that had that. I mean, I've had bouts where I was a person that thought that I might have finally made it to not have to worry land. Boy, it was short lived and didn't work out. But you know, and then got back brought back down to reality. You know what I mean? And knowing the difference between the two, I can probably safely say that I know what's really more important now than I did when I thought I had it all not figured out, but I had what I thought I needed and wanted. My God, what's the word? My perspective on what I thought was important was
Narrow.
skewed,
What was narrow?
off course.
It was narrow relative to your life experiences up until that point. And as the clock ticks and you experience more good times, bad times, that perspective widens and your eyes are opened as your perspective widens and you gain an appreciation for those simple pleasures that you didn't have previously.
Yeah.
Perfect segue into the fact that I've begun to perceive that, for better or worse, it appears to be another law of existence that pain oftentimes is the catalyst for growth, and that without it, our growth is hampered, it's hindered, because our perspective is narrow, because we haven't experienced a fullness of life yet. We haven't racked up a lot of those victories and crushing defeats. I'm not going to go into my personal story here, but the first 15, 16 years of my life were just a Lovecraftian nightmare. And it's only been very recently that I've begun to going through Dr. Viktor Frankl's book again, man's search for meaning, that I just started to regard those experiences, those horrendous experiences, as being sacred. And I value them now. They're a part of my story, just like a fingerprint. And I got something from them. If nothing else, then it would take many years, but I can say that I now have survived them. And not initially, but eventually I can say that I have survived and grown from those experiences with aplomb. And that has value to me. So I used to think the only good thing about my childhood was when it ended, and it's nothing that I would ever go back and repeat. And now, while it's probably not anything I would go back and repeat, if I could, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change a thing about it. And if you knew about some of those experiences, you would think, are you insane? Why? How would you not change those terrible things that happened to you if you had the opportunity? Because now I view those experiences and that part of my life as a part of my life, my story. And that is sacred to me. It has value. Nobody else has my story but me. And I wouldn't change anything about it if I could.
Yeah, there's one thing that's invaluable to almost every person, I would say, and you would know it if you've ever lost it, and that's your identity. If you've ever had your identity stripped from you and you had to be made to look and act and feel like everybody else, yeah, you miss yourself. Even the people that, and I was one of them who didn't like themselves very much.
Same.
The minute that you homogenize, force homogenize me or your sense of self with a pool of people, ooh, it's a mild form of hell.
Yeah.
And when you get your identity back and you can express yourself, this this stupid face that I put on in the lives every day, I cherish it because I get to, because I want to. I can express myself because I now have the freedom to do that. In the parts of my life where I didn't have the option to do that, you feel, talk about feeling like you don't count or matter because you are lost to obscurity. Talk about being invisible in plain sight. Shittiest feeling in the world because it's just wrong. At its core, it's wrong. Being in a imagine being a Lego person that looks cookie cutter identical to everybody else. Yeah, they can see you, but they don't give a fuck because you look exactly like everybody else. So who cares?
And maybe this is different for you. I can only speak for myself, but you know some of the things that I'm not discussing here, some of the specifics.
Sure.
And um, I wouldn't change those things because
They make you you.
they make me me. And those experiences, therefore, are sacred. Change any one of those things,
You're not you anymore.
and I may have suffered less or differently, and I wouldn't be who I am. It's a part of my story, and therefore it's sacred. I wouldn't change anything about it, even if I could.
I think it's part of the human experience. Whether you've been through bad or good, you want to be you, no matter what.
That's right.
Period. The minute somebody tries to fuck with that, you get very protective of yourself.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
I wouldn't want to, at this point now that my eyes have been somewhat opened, I wouldn't want to deprive myself of, the old scripture, knowledge is the beginning of sorrow. That's true, but the trade-off for me would be too great, and I wouldn't make that trade. I like who I am much more than I used to, and change any one of those experiences, and I wouldn't be the me that I am today. I wouldn't trade that. My experience is mine. It is my property. I own it. It is valuable to me. And in a strange sense, I am grateful for my story. I am grateful for the suffering because it all was a part of the equation. It would take many, many years, but it was all a part of the equation that would lead to the growth that brought me to where I'm at now. And where I'm at now is, or I will say, my old life is a fraction of a shadow of the life that I get to enjoy now. Roximo says, would be so cool to be in a band, can feel very lonely at times. Um, there's pros and cons, I think, with anything. It is one of the most difficult, challenging things that I've ever done.
And it sounds strange, but I've been in bands where I felt completely alone. Hired gun, that's it. Uh, let's see, band that I was in 2 bands ago, I would say, before this one. Guys were very welcoming at first. Uh, it started getting off the ground. Did their first album with them, recorded it for them. As soon as I wasn't, what's the right word? I like you would assume you'd want to be an individual in a band. You have to collaborate, but you at least feel like you should have your individual input, right? I wasn't malleable enough for a couple of dominant personality types in that band, and it turned ugly. So, talk about being isolated in a room where you're supposed to be collaborating with people. You're one of the vital elements in that band, and you're keeping time for a song. If I screw up, I screw everybody up as a drummer, right? So you figure they at least consult me with things. Nope, this is how it goes, man. Figure something out. Okay, one, two, three, four, let's go. Didn't consult me for shit. So yeah, you can feel very alone in a band, even though you're in one. Same thing can be said with any type of group activity. I mean, everybody's been in school, right? Felt invisible, going through the halls, I'm sure. Uh, except for the blessed few. Um, Maybe knows what that feels like, or at a job that doesn't appreciate you. Back there typing away on your keyboard, hours on end. Nobody gives a fuck about you if you're fucking up. It's a shitty feeling. You do something, achieve something. Hey, boss, can I have a raise? Oh, sorry, you're doing really great. But we can't afford to give you that much money. And you feel like saying, well, fuck, I can't afford to fucking do an extra effort then either. But if you don't, oh yeah, we got to talk to you about your performance there, shouldn't we? So yeah, uh, go to the things that make you feel like you're at home, included. Those are good things, but a band necessarily may or may not do that for you. Just make sure that whatever you associate, whatever you want to do in life, you do it with good people, and you should be okay.
It may still be very challenging. I think by contrast, um, I've made every effort that I could think to make so that that it's not just lip service when I say to you and I say to the world, this gentleman is a founding member of this project, and is probably the biggest pillar of it at this point. You got to be able to back it up with action, and I think I've done that. However, that doesn't mean that it's still not going to be a very challenging experience. It will still be.
I think you'd have a challenge. Anybody would have a challenge in a band with even their clones.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Probably more so.
Because the minute your clone separates from you, their path is different from yours. So
right.
Get ready to have differences, even micro differences. Mm-hmm. So that's the way it is.
Yeah, yeah, that's the way it is. Roximo says, I think a band wouldn't be a big enough vessel for me, though. That is very keen self-knowledge, and you're being very honest there, and that will hold you in good stead.
And that doesn't mean you can't compose on your own, like Trent Reznor did in the whole Nine Inch Nails thing, and hire a bunch of musicians that can help you. But if you want to just express and have to do it a certain way, go solo for a bit.
Yeah, some artists need to do that.
Yeah.
I knew that this project, I knew from the very beginning, going back to the early 2000s when I knew I wanted to do something different musically, that this was not something that I could do on my own. And it would be some years later, probably the last part of the first decade of the 2000s, 08, 09, thereabout, where I knew also if I was going to attract the right people to this project, to I Believe Mercury, that I was going to first find the right people, because if you're going to relinquish control, you got to know that you can trust them to do what's right for the project and be competent. But that was that was a conscious realization that I've got to be willing to take my hands off the control surfaces and let somebody else drive. Um, you may or may not be able to do that. I knew that I believe Mercury couldn't survive unless I found the right people and unless I let them be the boss. I don't own I Bleed Mercury. I'm not the boss of I Bleed Mercury. I don't run this machine. I'm a cog in the machine. And that's very good that you have the clarity to be able to look inside yourself and understand that about yourself. So I totally back up what you said, that being a solo artist may be the best way to go for her.
Yeah, it just depends on what. It just depends on, like say, how well you know yourself.
To thine own self be true.
Yeah.
Lotus of Luna Lake says yes. Dollface, what's going on? Dollface says, hiya. How you doing, Dollface? Hope you and yours are having a great weekend. Great to have you here as always. Teach says,
Yeah.
peppered steak pie is so
That
good.
sounds so good. Oh my God. Woo.
That Anonymous says, made chicken cacciatore for dinner tonight.
Man, these guys make my mouth water. I'm
You
dying.
killing us, Smalls.
Yeah, right?
Rochelle says, I stopped filing so I can be in the chat. This sounds so funny, but coloring has helped me in some very dark times.
No, yeah,
says
absolutely.
Rochelle.
Yeah. Anything that gives you peace, do it. Or some people get peace of mind cleaning. You know what I mean? I get that, but also I can't stand cleaning. So I don't know that till I finally have to break down and do it. I'm like, oh, it's kind of peaceful, but I don't like actively go want to clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I admire the simplicity of it.
Sometimes you dive into the pain, the suffering, or just the unpleasant activity, and then the onus is on you to impugn it with meaning after you shrugged and walked into the storm.
Yeah.
Rice Guy says, hello, Rice
Hey,
Guy.
Rice
What's
Guy.
going on? Good to see you here. Leslie Knott says, I have good news. Leslie, lay it on us. Do it now.
Oh, I wonder if it. I wonder. So she does a lot of charity work, right? And
Yes.
I wonder what it is.
Amber Zombie Doll says, for the love of everything unholy, let's hope I don't get any more calls on my walkie at work. Throwing it against the wall works. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Lorraine, what's going on, Lorraine? Good to see you here, my dear. Hope you're having a great weekend. Pleasure to have you hanging out with us. Zombie Doll says, I resent the stunted growth comment. I rescind my comment. Brizzle, what's going on, Brizzle? Good to see you here. She says, hi, you both. I'm happy to see you guys are doing well. You both look dashing, by the way. Thank you, Brizzle. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Like I always say, we like to look sharp for you guys. Not like we just rolled in from the street, although I guess.
But I did.
We did. Teach says, my perfect day would be an SLC. I concur.
That's our perfect day, too, with you here.
I fecking concur, lady. Milady. Venomous says, holy F-bombs. Oh, my. Are we a little F-bomby today? I didn't honestly notice.
It probably was me.
Kashi with Arcane Expression says, I'm really grateful for being able to do art. It is self-expression, makes my heart full.
Yep.
That is beautiful.
Good on you.
That's beautiful.
It's the only way art should be done.
To be honest, just looking at my history, that was not what I was using art for. In fact, it was ultimately a destructive thing, but only fairly recently that I realized, you know what? And I lamented that. I thought, man, if I could go back in time, I would have never become a musician because I used it as a tool for self-destructive thoughts and habits and behaviors. Ultimately, I would realize, and I keep thinking of Man's Search for Meaning. Awesome book, guys. Dr. Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. I have found it very enlightening. You may or may not. But I realized, holy shit, it was better than the alternative. There were far worse ways that I could have dealt with my pain than becoming a musician.
Yeah.
Far worse.
Absolutely.
So I guess I'm grateful for it.
Yeah. Another gauge for art form that Kashi just kind of made me think of, and it just popped in my head. Any art that's worth doing is something you feel a profound loss right here if you don't do
If
it.
you don't do it, yes. You're compelled to do it. You would do it even if you weren't paid.
Yeah,
Roxy Mo, I love the discussion on this topic about what makes good art. I have a lot to say, but it's good seeing your perspectives on this.
cool.
Feel free to share yours, Roxy Mo.
Yeah,
I'm open. I know a lot less now at my age than I did when I was younger.
maybe we can learn something. I mean, hell,
Sophia, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the live stream. Pleasure to have you be a part of the I Bleed Mercury coven. Our dear Katie says I could listen to you guys talk all day. That makes one of us, and it ain't me. But thank you just the same, Katie. I'm grateful that we're able to. It doesn't seem like much from our perspective, but with the feedback that you get, that what I want to be very careful that this doesn't come off as anything but humble. But what we're all collectively doing here is something that's genuinely feeding your souls, something that is um, strengthening you on your journey, on your life journey. Beautiful Spirit says everything we need to ever know and will need is found in one location in the Word of God from your mom. Beautiful Spirit, I actually don't disagree. I don't share a lot of my deeper, let's say, spiritual or religious views here. I want to use this and be very careful to respect what we do here as an opportunity to, and this ties into my religious and spiritual beliefs, follow the example of one whose arms were open to all.
yep.
And even his message has been twisted for the purpose of division and bad shit.
Self-aggrandizement.
Yes. And I want to be very careful not to do that. I have a great deal of thoughts and beliefs and opinions on that, but our arms are open to all of you because a lot of you are hurting and suffering. And we want to be very clear that we're here for all of you.
Yeah, there's not always a need,
Just don't be a jerk.
for that, for as much suffering as people go through. Some might be necessary, but not all of it. You know.
Sure, yeah, it's not. This was in one of the later chapters in Frankel's book. Uh, while there can be a great deal of sacred and profound meaning that we attach to our suffering that help us grow and become more actualized, that shouldn't be taken to mean that okay, let's rush off and be foolish and seek suffering.
Yeah.
It's okay to learn from maybe poor judgment, from mistakes, of which there may not really be such a thing, and use that as a tool to avoid making the same mistake in the future. Avoid suffering. Avoiding suffering is not a bad thing, I don't think, generally. Katie says, sounds like you both deserve nothing but the best. Well, maybe that's true. I don't think about that much. I suppose I deserve what I earn based on my thoughts, words, and deeds. It seems to be how the laws of physics in the universe are set up, cause and effect.
If this, then
I'm
this.
not right. I'm not sure deserve really plays into it much as we like to think.
Yeah.
Kashi with Arcane Expression says, I have grown the most through my darkest times. Very well said. Thank you. You said it better than I did.
Agree.
Beautiful Spirit says, our Creator, and only through Christ Jesus is where it's all at.
All right.
Again, I don't necessarily disagree, but there's enough division there that I don't want to muddy the waters. Our arms are open to everyone.
Yep.
And oftentimes, man, even the most beautiful message, which again, I don't disagree, is twisted and creates division and a lot of pissed off people and wars and all sorts unnecessarily. Lots of wretched shit.
It's all the red and blue team game.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
There's the red team and the blue team,
Yep.
and we don't like the other ones. So don't do this. It's all stupid.
Remember, Jesus kept company with uh, uh, very unsavory, let's say, segments of the society. He ministered to people who were hurting, suffering, and who were, to use the old cliche, downtrodden and looked down upon by society. Those were a lot of the people that he was looking to save, and was crucified with criminals and forgave them if that's what you believe in. So, I think it was you that I was talking to about this. People will use the most beautiful message as grist for the mill of war. You can have, like I have said, I love puppies, I love dogs, I love animals in general, and you can have a religion based on puppies, puppyism. And I bet you, and who doesn't love puppies? I love puppies.
It's going to turn into a militant movement.
Yep. And you're going to have those folks knocking on your door in no time flat. Hello, have you heard about our Lord and Savior, Big Puppy? You'd be like, look, guys, I love puppies as much as the next guy, arguably more than I love you. But I am not getting Big Puppy tattooed on my forehead. And what do you think's going to happen? He hates puppies. Get him!
Right. Here comes the pitchforks and torches.
Yep. Bat Anonymous says, it is what made you who you are.
You Canaanist.
That's right. Katie says, if everyone was exactly the same, life would be hella boring.
Right.
We would all be perceptually null and mute. There would be nothing. There would be no difference. You would not be able to discern the difference between red or blue, or a pleasant melody versus an unpleasant melody. Cake from onions. Everything would be from your perception. It would all be mute.
Onion cake.
What's that?
I said onion cake.
Onion cake. Ah! Ah! No.
There we go. That's the spirit.
Zombie Doll says precisely why I'm the one zombie in this group of ants. Zombies have a rough road to hoe in this world. I mean, if zombies eat brains, it's not the zombie apocalypse we all have to worry about. This is the great zombie famine. That was a joke.
Slim pickings.
Not. I didn't deliver that very well. Katie says, change your mom. She had to be changed a time or two in her twilight years. Roxy Mo says, I love the tune of your song. Thank you, Roxy Mo. We are working on more. We have a lot more in the bank.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should, just because, and we can talk about these songs while I sit with that. Oh my God. Maybe not. Let's try it again.
Teach says, facts.
Yeah.
Wordful.
Word. Oh.
Tanya Eccles says, I agree with y'all 100% from Alabama. Welcome, Tanya. Pleasure to have you with us. Rochelle says, I love these deep convos. That's some good feedback because I've had my doubts about that. So thank you.
Do you want me to press? You want to go through a few more comments before I bust this out?
A couple more, and then we only got 24. Let's catch up at least a little, and then you can give an explanation about regarding what people are about to hear.
It is already. It's not. I forgot one other button. Go ahead, keep going, brother.
Does that sound like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man losing air?
It does. It does.
Sheila McPeak, how's Rosie doing? She's working her butt off. She's one of the most amazing, hardworking women I've ever known. And I know it's very common to say, but I am blessed far beyond what I was going to say I deserve, but I'd be contradicting myself, right? Tanya Eccles says, sending out hugs.
Thank you, thank you.
Charlotte says, I'm making burritos for dinner.
Right on. What are you putting in those burritos? That can make all the difference.
Onions and cake.
And a sprinkle of
onion cake burritos.
Right, and licorice.
That's what you make when you hate everybody that's showing up to dinner.
You guys don't like what I make last time? This is what we're having tonight.
Oh, you're going to love this.
Right. You'll appreciate it, my cooking after this shit.
Leslie Knott, I got my triathlon coaching cert and a coaching job.
Oh,
I'm super
hell yeah.
excited.
Congratulations.
Way to kill it, Leslie. I am so excited and so happy for you. I did not have any doubts, and it's a rough road.
Good job.
And you will get knocked down. You're going to hit the mat more than a few times. Just keep getting back up. Don't give up. You'll never forgive yourself if you do, and that's just beautiful. And I am so happy for you.
What was that one thing? It's a version of this or exactly this. It says, doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up.
That is right. It's more bumper sticker wisdom, but it's true. Yeah. It's just true. Teach has sad face. Why?
Why? That concerns me.
What? What? Katie says, been watching a program filmed near Salt Lake City about paranormal in a place called Skinwalker Ranch. We all know of it. If you live in Utah, you've probably been there. Sheila McPeak says, yes, I could listen to you guys talk. Very soothing and inspiration. Thank you, Sheila. That is why we're here. Zombie Doll says, okay, everybody got to head down to clock out. Love you guys. Zombie Doll, we love you too. That's my hug, okay? I'm not just having a weird seizure or something. Well, I don't know. Maybe
Why the hell not?
Why the hell not? Bad Anonymous says, I see something like an odd-shaped mirror. I can see what it is supposed to be instead of what it is.
Oh, cool. That's speaking to his art form.
The artistic vision.
Yes.
That's your muse. Mrs. Marta, 23 says, hello, Mrs. Marta. Welcome to the live stream. It is an honor to have you with us. Teresa Smith, 9608 says, I really enjoy you guys. Teresa, thank you so much. That feedback is very, it's validification? Validating. Thank you.
No problem.
Fucker. That's how I reward you. I punish you.
That's fine.
Thank you.
It's like in elementary school when someone goes, I don't like you. You stink. They like you.
Teach says, I love you guys. Teach, we love you right back.
Yeah.
Forever and beyond. Mrs. Marta, 23 says, I'm making comments. Can't you see them? Yes. Mrs. Marta, we absolutely see you.
You know what, though? It's been weird. It's been screwy. Sometimes we've had comments pulled before we can get to them. So we may not always get to all our comments because we're being screened for some reason.
Yep.
So if we don't get to a comment, it's not because we're ignoring it, it's because we can't see them because they're being pulled by TikTok for some reason.
Right.
So we apologize if we miss anything.
Yep. We have been getting sploofed by TikTok.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Very ridiculous. Very stupid. Tanya Eccles says, I love y'all, and we all go through a lot in life. We just have to stay strong and keep going. That is right. What's that you said about, I think it was a quote from Churchill.
Oh, if you're going through hell, keep going.
Yeah. Teresa Smith says, everyone just needs love and kindness. After I lost my son, I realized how bad this world has become. Teresa,
losing your son.
That is a tragedy that I have not had to suffer. And it is a reminder, yet again, that I have good reason to be grateful for my tragedies and my suffering, because I don't know how I would survive that. There have been people in the, I believe, Mercury Coven in this world here of friends and family that you're going to encounter here on our TikTok channel and in our Discord who have also endured that. And the fact that you haven't run from life and you're still in there swinging is very inspiring. So we need you to be strong. We need you to be strong, because I need that inspiration. I need to be reminded of other people's trials and tribulations so that I don't give up. And that is a powerful reason for you to keep showing up and keep living. Fat Anonymous says, the flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to.
Yes, we do.
Hey, whatever works for you, my friend. I'm not selling anything. Selling things oftentimes is a bad way to sell. Rochelle says, DL, don't forget the squirrels. You love them too. I adore squirrels. They are so cute. To me, anyway. To some people, they're varmints. Teach says, are you blowing up a blow up bed or something? Matt Anonymous says, licorice frosty. No.
Oh, God. What?
Mrs. Marta says, I've tried chatting. You don't respond. Mrs. Marta, again, some of your comments may be getting blocked from TikTok. We are currently shadow banned, unfortunately. But we don't really ignore anybody that's being kind and decent. So, no, we are not ignoring
we also try and hit every comment that there is.
We do. Yep. And call you out by name. You're not just another face to us. Mrs. Marta says, you all real vamps?
Yeah.
In the immortal words, haha, of the vampire Armand, when asked, who are we and what is this? He responds, nothing if not vampires.
And that goes for Jessica Kite, too.
Jessica Kite, thank you for the follow. Mrs. Marta, thank you for the follow. Cellar doors. So there is this assertion made by a writer. I don't recall who made this statement, but it was asserted that cellar door is the most beautiful word in the English language.
It's strange because when you said cellar door, the way that you pronounced that, it made me think of Poe, Edgar Allan Poe, Nevermore, cellar door, blah blah blah. You know, just that cadence and rhyme to it. I don't know why it popped in my head, but because it has the word chamber door, upon my chamber door.
Cellar door.
Yeah.
No, I do not practice energy vampirism.
No, you guys deserve your own energy. Keep it.
Yep. In terms of phonoaesthetics, cellar door is often held up as an example of the most euphonic sound combination. J.R.R. Tolkien, author of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, is credited as one of the first to make this claim. Phonoaesthetics is the study of the euphony and cacophony of words without regard for semantics.
So just the way it sounds coming out in sound wave form, nothing else. Right?
Yes, yeah. That's maybe a bit subjective.
A bit.
But I'm probably being kind.
Yeah.
Teresa Smith says, thank you so much. People like you keep me going. Teresa, people like you keep us going.
Yep.
And our tragedies, our victories, our defeats all play into that energy. Jessica Kite, how old are you?
Feels like centuries, millennia.
Check out the website, ibelievemercury.com, which in the near future that must be updated. Celador says, yes, this is true. Roxy Mo says, think I must be like a vampire or something. I really need to delve into that part of me.
Go. I tell you like this, bro.
Why the hell not? Jessica Kite says, if you're a blood reaper, how old are you?
See previous comment on that.
Yes.
Feels like hundreds, or not millennia.
I slept for many, many years, so I was not conscious. So my conscious years are far shorter than the, I wouldn't say necrobiological ones, I'll just say the biological ones. But check out the website for some inside baseball.
Yep, and painful years sure seem to take a lot longer than pleasant years.
Yes.
So there's also the time dilation to factor in there.
Yeah. The last half hour of an unpleasant exercise or activity is the longest. Teach says, if hid my cake comment, what the heck? Thank you, TikTok.
Yeah, it's doing it to everybody, it seems. Damn it.
Proximo says, does feel like I'm so deluded or repressed lately when I think about it. You know, that reminds me, a lot of people are so happy that it's Halloween time. I saw this a lot during the summer, people posting, I can't wait till Halloween. I can't wait till this externality comes to pass. You don't need it. You don't need it. Just be who you are. Cellar Door says, that's why I chose it. It's melodic.
Okey-doke.
Jessica Kite says, are your pointed teeth yours or did you buy them?
Unsolicited gift.
Unsolicited gift. I bought them with a part of my soul.
Paid in kind.
Rochelle says over 10,000 K. Yay. Let's
Yay.
see. Yep. Over 10,000 likes. You guys are amazing. Teresa Smith says, thank you for the positivity. Teresa, thank you for giving it back to us. We get kind of this positive feedback loop going. Teach says, for real, so much lag. I don't know why this happens to me every week.
Sorry, dear.
Jessica Kite says, do you feed on people? I endeavor to do nothing with, about, on, or around anybody without their consent.
I do feed on one person, and she's nearby.
Ooh. Teach says, I said, can you trust me now not to put onions in a cake? Probably not.
You're hitting. He seems to be twitching and nothing to say. He's giving you the eyebrow raises and all sorts of stuff going on. So
I guess I'll have to keep that in mind.
Bullseye, yeah. Probably gonna be banned from the kitchen from now on.
Roxy Mo says, my first memories are of just a dark black, but as if I had a blanket over my head, nothing bad. Mine was similar, but it was bad. Or I'll say very unpleasant.
Right.
Cellar Door says, I'm sure you're aware, but the two of you have such a calming effect. You're comforting to listen to. Cellar Door, thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's what we're going for.
Yep.
Jessica Kite, do you view yourself as evil? I think many people, especially historical figures who have been painted as evil in history, perhaps demonstrably were evil, would tell you that they were not. I think that whether you hurt many people or just a few people, there's not probably too many on a whole that wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and twist their mustache and say, yes, I cannot wait to go out into the world today and sow seeds of evil everywhere. In fact, some of the greatest evils are committed under the guise of some great, good, noble, just crusade.
I have been called, even as a young teenager, a benign cynic. I do admit of being a bit of a scoundrel at times. And I can safely say that I'm probably not an ideal person in anybody's philosophical perspective. So, evil, how do you pin that down? You know
Well, that's true. It can be a subjective thing, and I think that's one of the underlying truths behind my belief that bear in mind the law of unintended consequences. You know, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'll put it this way: do I glorify my more selfish acts? Nah, I don't, and I try not to be very selfish on an ongoing basis. There's things you have to do for self-preservation to a point, but is it me first in the gimmies day in and day out? No, fuck no.
You know, even that may not always save you. I believe that oftentimes the greatest evils are committed by those who have pockets bulging with love for their fellow person. So no, I don't necessarily view myself as evil. I view myself as a being capable of just about anything, both knowingly and in ignorance. Teach says DL's face. DL, don't do that face.
Mm-hmm.
What face?
The one about the onion cake.
Oh. Bat Anonymous, nothing to say. God, I'm thinking now about onion cake.
Yeah, look at this one. I like the work around the rules here with the psychological assault still.
Teach says, right, a cake, but it's shaped like an onion. Would you eat it? Yes.
Hey, that's the cake you're making then.
Raven says, quite incorrectly, that onions only enhance the flavor of a cake.
Quite incorrectly.
Yeah, but in a real bad way. Teach says, people are backing up my onion cake, so you're kind of outvoted. Don't care. Nope, nitty, nope.
Executive order number 1.
Yes.
No onion cake.
In fact, when I am Supreme Executive Chairman of Planet Earth, I shall decree all onions henceforth illegal. No,
onion cakes illegal.
Yes. Is it Shell Bell? What a lovely name. Correct me if I'm mispronouncing. Shell Bell says, this lighting is impeccable. Cyberpunk, my lady. Bat Anonymous says, Lost Boys just came on.
Cool.
Ooh. Imagine the synchronicity. Raven says, in the words of Will Ferrell and Anchorman, stings in the nostril.
Oh, I like this idea. Teej says, Patreon content. Teej makes DL eat onion cake. Yes, cake, 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 cake. Eat the cake, eat the cake, eat the fucking cake.
It can be shaped like an onion. It may not taste like onion.
He'll never know till he tries it.
Teach says, you're my ideal person, though, Demori.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Jessica Kite says, I agree with you about that. Just curious about your culture. No disrespect for me, I promise.
Awesome. But you're welcome here with that type of gracious perspective. Stay here.
I don't consider myself a member of society. I've never assimilated. I have no desire to. I move through it, around it, but I am not of it. And I don't consider myself to be culturally anchored.
You sure get sick of the resistance is futile feel of it these days.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah. And given the presented with the choice of which side you go with, I am happy just living my own life and being me and letting society do its own thing,
Yeah,
even if it's chew itself up into pieces.
It sucks when you're like, you know, uh, and by design categorized into two different types of people. Either you're a tinfoil nut, off the grid nut, or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
Or everybody's doing it, so just do it. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. Take a picture, take a selfie, do this, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, enough to make you hang yourself if you can't be in the middle somewhere. Fuck, because you're not acknowledged if you're not either or.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fuck.
Which is why, for me, a kind of divorce from society was the answer.
Yeah,
there was no right answer, so I declined to participate. Thank you.
Yeah, abstain.
Yep.
Fuckhead.
Yep.
Bye.
Yeah. Celador says, I'm a practicing witch. Practice makes perfect, and I believe evil is manifest, not palpable.
You may have a point.
Feel free to elaborate. That's an interesting statement. Jessica Kite says, do you believe in God? I think many people will have different definitions depending on who you ask.
There's a lot of different powers floating around here.
Do I believe in what you could call a God, a ultimate creative divine force that underpins every atom, every quark, every particle of creation? I have my own definition, but the short answer is yes. But that invites a very tedious, oftentimes complicated, and potentially divisive conversation that I'm not sure is always necessary or productive. Short answer, yes. Teresa Smith says people nowadays will not agree to disagree. That's what's wrong nowadays. There is a quote by Huxley. Aldous Huxley that I absolutely adore. I'm not going to look it up now, but I will have it ready for the future. But it encapsulates what we really have talked about so many times, is that there are a few things more invigorating and more luxurious to the ego than feeling as though you are fighting on the good side of some noble crusade, especially if you're given carte blanche in so doing to be able to rationalize hurting other people. At will. He calls it the height of psychological luxury. And I agree.
So luxury is a good word there. So like, fun music fact, maybe a little off subject, but that's who the Doors named their band after one of his books, Aldous Huxley's books.
Oh, really?
It was called The Doors of Perception.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they just shortened it to The Doors for their band name. And I read that book too. I read Brave New World and The Doors of Perception. So.
Okay. Interestingly enough, I found the quote because he has so many. Here it is, guys. The surest way to work up a crusade in favor of some good cause is to promise people that they will have a chance of maltreating someone, to be able to destroy with good conscience, to be able to behave badly and call your bad behavior righteous indignation. This is the height of this is the height of psychological luxury, the most delicious of moral treats.
The
And
sharp
I,
man.
and I love that quote.
Very aware, very transparent, very sharp individual.
Bat Anonymous says their pocket is surely bulging, meaning my quote earlier, those who often are the cause of the most societal evils have pockets bulging with love. Very true. Very true. Oftentimes,
Coin.
Yep, evil is often committed in the name of good to appease our egos and give us justification for hurting each other. Silver Pony says, "Hi, are really vampire? I meet one and been bitten by him. Ooh, be careful." Time check. We got to get this song rolling. We have 12 comments left. I'll give you the segue to what peeps are about to hear.
Oh no, so you've heard DL say many times that me and him were collaborating way back in the mid 2000s, and I was going through some old boxes and I found this little gem. I'm going to play it midstream because it is very raw. It's very raw production, but you can see how far back our clouds of efforts go have gone, and we are going to resurrect this one. This is its raw form, and we hope to refine it and put it out there for you. You guys can be able to hear it first here. So here goes nothing. It's an untitled track, by the way. So
technically, the very first I Believe Mercury song ever written.
Yep. And this is with me on bass and you on guitar and a drum machine in the back. Here it goes. Very simple, very good riff this gentleman came up with. I believe I had a part to do with the bridge, and then we brought it together. And that's coming up soon. Very fun to make this with it. We were just fucking around 18 years ago. Anyways, you guys get the idea. So, hope you guys enjoyed that little sneak peek, and we are going to work very hard to try and get that one out there in a refined format after we get the next one we're working on out to you before that. But these are just the other things that we've been working on and finding little treasures that we're going to work on to get to you guys as soon as we can.
There's some nuances there that are still kind of diffuse to my ear. So I'll be leaning on you pretty heavy to
Oh yeah,
pull them out of the muck.
absolutely. Yeah, I'll be able to. We'll be able to translate it, no problem. But I thought I'd let these guys. I hope it might not have come through very well across on a phone mic, but we wanted to give you guys something uh, that no one else got to see, since you guys hang with us during these restricted lives, which is not an easy task, I'm sure. So we try and find any single way to entertain you guys, and we love just shooting the musical shit with our friends here.
Yeah.
So helps us decompress too.
Total songs demoed and really just ready to be recorded, mixed, and mastered is somewhere on the order of between, and a couple that I got in the bank that you haven't heard yet, close to 20 songs. So we've got a lot. It's just we're very busy men, and it's difficult. It's very challenging to find the time to record these tracks and get them together for you. But that is our focus now. That's a good segue to Red 40's question. When are y'all going to be performing live? Right now, the focus is get more music out there. Yeah. It'll probably be sometime next year. But we got to get more music out to you guys for sure. Tanya Eccles says, y'all are amazing and too cool. Tanya, that is beautiful. I want to screenshot your lovely comment. Thank you. Jessica Kai says, do you think you are here due to the fallen angels, or did you sell your soul for eternal life? I would say neither, but there is a great deal that I don't know. And I go through life not needing to understand or figure out all the specifics of who we are, why we're here, and what brought us here. So, short answer, I don't know. Red 40 says, are you guys roommates? No.
Just here. Just there.
Yeah, just here. Maybe at some point, especially if touring comes into the picture down the road, yeah, you're pretty much living together. Teach says, oh my God, they were roommates. Silver Pony says, I guess I love to be your friend. We'd love to be your friend, Silver Pony.
Yep.
Celador says, everybody's doing it.
Oh, making fun of my, the dichotomy of who you have to be these days. One of the other two camps. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, the two types of people in the universe. Fuck, miss me with that shit, bro.
Jessica Kite says, you're very intelligent. I like talking with you. Does this mean anything to you? 333. Jessica Kite, no, not ringing any bells.
Well,
thank you for the compliment.
I like to think of it as like middle of the road. Yeah, like the 666 thing where if you're evil. 333, maybe just like middle of the road, Trinity. I don't know. I like to think of it a balancing number, but I could just be being flippant because it's half of 666. So I'm sure it has a more deeper meaning, which I might be missing. But that was my stab at it.
Wall breaker, I love that handle.
Yeah, hell yeah. Fourth wall breaker.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Each to his own. I believe what I believe, and the same for you. Well said.
Hey.
And shows a great deal of respect for your fellow human being.
Welcome here.
That you don't need to sell them anything or shove your shit down their throat.
Comes in with the purge. I have to admit, sometimes part of my lizard brain, you can't be a human being. Well, I would say it'd be very difficult to be an honest human being. Even the Dalai Lama could see how the purge in certain multiverses would be the natural solution to a lot of, let's say, everyday problems. That douchebag that just seems to cut off everybody in traffic, cause accidents, and nothing bad ever happens to him until the purge happens. And then, bye, buddy. No one has to deal with that asshole anymore.
Yeah.
Not the best way to deal with it sometimes, but effective. Anyway, my dictator's showing. Let me knock it off.
Rochelle says, facts, DL. Teresa Smith says, that quote is excellent. I love that quote. Another favorite of mine is from Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain. Do not squander time, for that is the stuff life is made of, and I sure squandered so much. Got just over 10 minutes left in the live stream. We're going to try to fly through these comments and questions. Thank you guys for
Went
participating.
by fast.
It did. We couldn't do this without you guys. We couldn't do it without you, and we will never let you forget that. Cellar Door says, there's light and there's dark. We can give power to either evil, good, or the human condition. Jessica Kite says, you fellas are very interesting. Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks a lot.
Roxy Mo says, ooh, I love this. Thanks for letting us hear it.
Oh, the new track.
The new track.
Cool. I'm glad you liked it.
It's pretty raw and filthy and grimy. It was just a demo to capture the ideas, so we wouldn't forget it.
Yeah.
But thank you, and I have zero doubt that when it's refined and properly recorded, mixed, mastered, and ready for public consumption, that it will rock. Teresa Smith says, love it. Pat Anonymous, like it. Katie, giving the devil horns.
Awesome.
Rochelle says, I'm jamming over here. Love it. Yeah, it's a very driving song. Get on the freeway at 1 a.m. when it's,
clear and safe to do so.
And break traffic laws. Smoky McBongwater, what's going on, man? Says, greetings all. Good to have you here, my friend.
Good to see you. It's been a minute.
Roxy Mo says, Vampire Nightclub. That is totally our vibe.
Yes.
Yes. Vampire Nightclub.
Yep.
Is that
after the secret door?
Is that or at least a precursor to a song title?
Could be. We'd have to give credit where credit's due.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Jessica Kite says, what's on your cheek? Which cheek?
She might be meaning mine. It's just 6 hash marks. A little tally, if you will, of all my major failures. 6 of them.
Sometimes a failure can, in the fullness of time, become a victory of sorts.
Hey, remember what what you're saying is they make you who you are.
That's right.
That's why I record them here.
That's right.
So I don't forget.
Minus one lapse in judgment, of which I had many. You and I may not even be here right now.
No.
We may not even be doing this. So it may take years, may take decades, but you learn to have an appreciation for your trials, your tribulations, the tragedies, the good times, the bad times, your mistakes. They all play into the wonderful, beautiful reality that you all get to live in. Cynthia Geronimo says, hello, my beautiful vampires. Hello, Cynthia. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Tej, biting the lip.
Love it.
Says, that was cringe. I regret that.
No. Do not regret biting your lip. Do that whenever you like.
Jessica Kite says, is that a gang or a prison tat? He'll never tell. Or maybe he will.
No.
Will he or won't he?
I like keeping the mystique there for now. But I did give my explanation, so hopefully that sufficed. It was cool. Tej had a bunch of dancing emojis when we were playing that track. So,
Smoky McBongwater, thank you for the green heart. And then try to fly through these. We want to get to everyone before it's too late.
Sure.
Sheila McPeak says, I hope you have a great night. See you tomorrow, Sheila. We will be here 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, guys.
Tomorrow?
Oh, that's right. Yep. Unfortunately, guys, for the time being, as soon as our schedules normalize and the dust settles a little bit, we'll look at a second day to do live streams. But for the time being, we're not doing live streams on Sunday. Thank you for catching me on that.
Yeah.
So for now, it's just Saturday. But we want to do this more. And as soon as things open up for us a little bit, we will do so. I promise.
And hopefully the shadow ban will work itself out by then. But
yeah.
Or we'll get another sub account, so we can sidestep, do something to get this foot off our neck. That's been placed there unnecessarily.
Smoky McBongwater, I've been missing you guys lately, preparing for spooky season.
Hell yeah.
Tej says, if you're not in the Patreon, you should join. Maybe I have some special content coming for you.
Yeah.
So we do have a Patreon. That's I Bleed Mercury on Patreon. If any of you would like to support what we do, because I'll tell you, running a band is not cheap, but we don't sell the Patreon. All right. We know everybody's struggling, but if you would like to be a part of the Patreon, we do have more and very special content coming for you. Jessica Kite says, okay, so are the tats on your cheek the number of people you have changed?
No. Yep. Like I said, they are the 6 major failures in my life that I feel it's important to remember so I can be the best me.
Tanya Eckel says, you're absolutely welcome. Thank you, Tanya. It is an honor to have you be a part of our spooky little family, the I Believe Mercury Coven. Jennifer Perry, thank you for the follow. Cassie with Arcane Expressions, when you guys come out, you're welcome to come and visit us here in Ann Arbor. Consider it done. When we make it out your way, we will do so, absolutely. Siggy, our Siggy, says, I'm late, but I'm here. Siggy, better late than never, my dear. I hope you are doing better these days. I know you went through one hell of a tragedy. I can't imagine what that must be like. Just know that we love and adore you, and we will for all time. Quieter, 55 and still at it, huh?
155 still at it, you bet.
Close to 155. Proximo, 3 by 3 is 27, which is my favorite number. I see.
Cool.
Well done. Jessica Kite says, I respect your way of life. Honestly, we're all just living our best. Trying to.
Yeah.
CS Division, what's going on, Simon? My brother says, good evening, all. Good evening, Simon. Says, short and sweet. Sorry, no worries, my friend. Teach says, don't go, please.
Oh,
I wish we could stay here for hours longer.
Let me pull that little meat out at you.
Smoking with bottled water. Joke of the day, why don't monsters eat ghosts? They taste like sheep.
I actually like that one.
Our brother Simon, thank you for the share. Tanya Eckel says, no, I love just listen to y'all. Y'all so wonderful. But thanks y'all so much. Tanya, thank you. Catching up. Crystal I Am says, hello, stranger. How you been? Good to see you, Crystal. How have you been? We are doing fantastic. Busy as all hell, but very grateful. I am so blessed. I have no complaints. I am doing fantastic, and I hope the very same for you. The Beard says, one door closes and another will open. You know, it's more old cliches and bumper sticker wisdom, but I have found that to be true. Jessica Kite says, yes, I agree. What we go through helps from who we are for sure. Bat Anonymous says, God, I wish I only had 6. I'm missing something.
I must have missed context too.
Tanya Eckel says, handsome vampires, and good night, y'all. Tanya, thank you for showing up. We will be here again next Saturday, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Bat Anonymous says, Friday Night Lives again. I would love to do it. We will do a second day as soon as our schedules allow, hopefully in the near future. Simon says, guess I missed a session then, huh? No worries, my friend. You know we'll always be back.
Yep.
Teach says, that's no live streams on Sundays, guys, okay? Yeah, for the time being, no live stream on Sunday. Teach says, I sell the Patreon. Join it. Mama Christie says, DL, I'm sending you and Padre a couple of decals I made. Let me know what you think.
Oh, cool.
Excellent. I cannot wait to see them. She says, could be an opportunity. Absolutely. I'm absolutely open to that. Tanya Cole says, amazing, and thanks again, Tanya. Thank you so much for being a part of our spooky little family.
Yeah.
Rob says, hey, how are you guys doing? Have not seen you guys in a while. We have been back for a few months now. We are now live streaming on TikTok every Saturday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah.
Raven, my dear, thank you for the likes. Smoking McBomb Water, thank you for the likes. Teach says, spooky season.
Yep. Making sure we get her boo basket prepared.
Boo basket, not boob basket.
Oh my God, that's what I said. Yes, oh my hell.
Boo basket.
Yeah. Boo.
Rob says, is there any other platforms you stream on? We did do a couple on Instagram. For the time being, it is TikTok, and we're looking at setting up a backup account and migrating all of you good folks here from this account to a new account on TikTok, because we've just been dealing endlessly with shadow bans, banning of the live stream. It's so ridiculous. So we're looking at setting up a new account and migrating everything over there. Teach says, hey, my dude, we're so synced up. Mama Christie says, we know where his head, okay. I should have been much more careful. Says Teach, yeah, baby. Rob, thank you for the TikToks. Rochelle, thank you for the likes. All right, my friends, that just about does it for us. Teach, Rob, Rochelle, Tanya Eccles, Katie, Siggy. Don't want to miss anyone. Simon, Mama Christie, Rochelle, Bat Anonymous,
Tanya Eccles.
Tanya Eccles, Jessica Kite, The Beard, Crystal I Am, Bat Anonymous, Smoky McBongwater, Kashi with Arcane Expressions. All of you good people, thank you so much for your kindness, your love, your support. We kind of create this ball of positive energy, and we give it to you, and you kick it back to us, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. It is an honor that you allow us into your lives. Truly is a pleasure. We will see you next Saturday, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We love and appreciate you guys so much. Until next time. All right, my friends on YouTube, that just about does it for us. We will see you next week, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard.